Hey guys, thanks for joining us. We're going to be talking to Jermaine Dupri and Nova from the new season of The Rap Game on Lifetime. Now, this show is all about, getting your flow together, getting your management together, getting your look together, and Jermaine Dupri knows it better than anyone. This is the guy who put Mariah Carey out there. This is the guy who worked with Jay-Z. This is the guy who got Usher out there, so you know that he knows what he's talking about. We're going to talk to him about a couple of things, like, the new season, of course. We're going to talk to him about the Rap Game, if it's still strong, as well as Mariah Carey's New Year's Eve incident. Is it really someone's fault, or is it just something that happens sometimes when you're doing live music? Let's talk to him.
This week, it's all about first impressions. Now, what these kids don't know is my crew is here to figure out which one of the kids they're gonna mentor later this week. See, I want these mentors to help the kids take their game to the next level. Because at the end of this week, they're gonna be performing for me and another special guest. It'll be their chance to make a first impression.
Very excited to talk about the Rap Game Season 3. Are you excited for the new season?
Oh yeah, 100%, definitely.
And this new crowd of young talent, is this something that's going to be with us for a while, not just for one season, but possibly for the future?
Yeah, I personally think that, it's a plan behind this entire whole show. A lot of people ask when are the music coming out of artists that they heard. What you got to understand is that I shot basically all of these shows in the same year, so that you're seeing, usually when I put out an artist, it takes me like a year to even get the artist prepared before y'all even hear the artist. I'm doing these TV shows all in 1 year, and people expect for me to put the music out at the same time and continue to keep shooting seasons. So it's a lot of work, but at the end result is going to be amazing to me. And the end result right now is, we're headed into a tour. Music is coming out. It's just going to be a big explosion that I'm really excited about.
Now, to talk to the talent themselves, could you introduce the talent with you right now, Nova, right?
Yes.
What is it about Nova that led Nova to become one of the contestants on this season?
Well, Nova basically was out there doing his thing. He basically was putting up videos, posting himself, making sure that, people saw him. And then it became something that he wanted to do as far as being a part of the Rap Game. And then he started reaching out, looking and trying to figure out how to get on the show. So really it's about, like I said, all of these kids are talented. Each one of them have a talent. When I see them, I pay attention to what they have going, and I say, what could I do to help this kid? What could I do? If I see a kid on the internet that could really, really rap, but he can't dress, right? I say, okay, if I bring this kid to the Rap Game, I can help him change his whole image and turn him into something that he doesn't even know that he is right now. So basically, it's really just, the show is basically 5 kids that really have talent. They just need somebody to mold it and help them take it to where they need to go.
And speaking of talent, can you tell us any of the names we might see on this season, some friends you're bringing on the show?
Yeah, I got Young Jeezy, Fabulous, Jadakiss, Kelly Rowland, DJ Scratch, who I'm forgetting, Bow Wow Brat, Mike Colombo, Zaytoven, Brian Michael Cox. We do something crazy. We have a rap battle, basically. And I have John the Don, Arsenal,
Ooh,
DNA, Charlie Clips, Calico. We got a crazy cast and crazy group of friends that come by this year.
For sure. Now, Nova, is there any surprises on how Jermaine mentors or how he gets you ready? Is there any surprises as you came into this?
Can you repeat that, please?
He says there any surprises.
There's a lot of surprises during the show. He basically is always watching. I'll tell you that. It's not a point where he's like, okay, I'm gonna just let him rock and not look at him, see what he does. He basically is always on. Yeah, he's basically always on. He's always on all the other artists, but he's on. Point.
Now, JD, as you move forward, I mean, up until this point, when someone asks you like to point to one celebrity where you're like, that was my big one so far, like that's the one where I'm proud of because from the ground up, like it was just amazing. Do you have that artist, like that name?
Yeah, I got a few artists just like that. I mean, Usher and Bow Wow, basically, I can look at them alone and just say that, watching them grow from scratch to what people see and how people view them now. You know what I mean? Even when talking about Usher, like Usher, when he first came to my house, Usher had an acne problem that my mother fixed. Usher didn't have abs that basically I fixed by beating him in video games a billion times, and he had to do push-ups and all of this. Like, it was just like basically the same thing that you see on TV, different exercises, but to get each one of these artists to a different place. Bow Wow came from Columbus, Ohio. It's kind of like at the time when I found Bow Wow, I don't know any rappers from Columbus, Ohio that had come out at that time. And I don't want to, I might be stepping over my lane and might been to somebody, but I'm saying as far as I know, Bow Wow was the first rapper that I heard talking about Columbus, Ohio on music. And that's the same with Nova here. He's from Redding. Redding, PA is a place that I never even heard of, period, sitting in Atlanta. So it's like the opportunity that I'm giving these kids is the opportunity of a lifetime. It's crazy that is that type of statement, but it is. It's an opportunity of a lifetime on Lifetime, and it's an educational piece. It's not something that Jermaine Dupri is just doing this and it's like, people look at it like that. Jermaine is just out here doing this just to be or whatever. It's an education that people don't pay attention to. What's not out there in the marketplace. That's always been the success of Jermaine Dupri, by the way, is to pay attention to what's not happening. And the rap game, being on TV and being on a channel like Lifetime, makes it so informative to so many kids. And that's not out there right now. We see everything else on TV besides kids getting educated on things that they want to be educated on, and that's what this is.
Now, you're speaking about how tough you need to be. How tough do you need to be to survive music? How tough do you need to be to survive the rap game, to even get close to being, a star or even just a talent?
How tough do you got to be?
You have to be extremely tough. You can't go in there expecting that things ain't going to be as hard. You know what I'm saying? You got to prepare for the worst and hope for the best when it comes to the rap game. And that's with the rap game and the rap game. So it's like, you can't be soft.
Now, JD, do you remember any of the people who tried to tear you down when you were coming up? Like the people who were making it hard for you, who were trying to kill your dream? Like, did it cause you to kind of be introspective and change? Or do you just push that much harder knowing that what you were doing was right?
Well, I mean, I when I first started, I was from Atlanta. And, as a young kid coming from Atlanta, I didn't know that people didn't respect my city. You know what I mean? That's the thing that I had to learn. I had to learn that people not listening to you, Jermaine, because of where you from. People don't respect music coming out of Atlanta. I came up in an era when people weren't giving opportunities like this. You know what I mean? It was like, you from Atlanta? What? Ain't nobody from Atlanta rapping. We don't care about that. Everybody from LA, everybody from New York. So I had to continue to keep pushing, and I was just like determined that, it got to be a way. I got talent. You know what I mean? I just got to make sure that the right person hears it. And then I just got frustrated with that idea of even trying to let somebody hear it. I'm the person that needs to hear it. So I became my own hero. I needed one, so I became him.
I'll tell you, man, I understand the road too. And it's funny, we were talking, like, you're on my road too, because I started DJing, and one of the first records someone gave me free when I started back in the late 90s was Money Ain't a Thing. And I learned every which way, every beat, every way to use it, every other track to mash it up with, just to have fun with it. And you were definitely on my road to wherever I am now, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I guess the last question for you is this: being close to Mariah and everything, how unfair were people when it came to a production air on New Year's Eve? I mean, it's a production air. It's not like she made it happen.
You said how unfair what?
Like, how unfair have people been towards Mariah Carey after the production air on New Year's Eve? I mean, because it's not something she could have handled, like it was their fault,
Well, I'm not really clear on exactly what happened with that situation. What I will say is this, that I don't feel that the music industry of today caters to superstars, and Mariah Carey is a superstar cut from a different cloth. The music industry it caters to a different type of artist. You know, Mariah comes from the cloth of Michael Jackson, Prince, George Michael, you know, these artists, Whitney Houston, these artists that don't even exist anymore. So the industry is not practicing for those type of artists. They're practicing for a different type of artist. And any artist in the last 2 or 3 years, they have different regiments than what Mariah has. And it also was a live show. So I think people need to understand that. Mariah she deals with a lot of different preparation to put her on. It was a live show. Somebody told us right now, just like we're doing right now, somebody said, Jermaine, we're going live in a minute for y'all to do these interviews. We still have to come on. If the earpiece is not working, then that's what's going to happen. So, you know, people have to understand that. I think people made it a bigger situation than what it was. It's a live show. If you can't hear, you know, if you can't hear in the ears, in your in-ears, that is a problem for our artists. And so it's a problem on both sides. It's a problem for the artists, and it's a problem for the people who's having the live show. The live show, they probably just wanted her to do the vocals so that if any, you know, any type of vocal mic malfunctions or anything could happen, that it wouldn't happen during their live show. So I don't, like I said, I don't know basically the logistics of both, but I do, I mean, exactly what happened, but I do understand both sides of this. And, you know, when you're dealing with something live, it is what it is. You have to go. If you're on there and you're scheduled to be on the show, we have to go. It's nothing we can do. We can't go. We can probably go to commercial maybe, but it might cost them $1 million more than they ever wanted to spend. So, you know, it's a lot of things that went into that I, you know, like I said, I didn't see it. I just heard about it. I'm hearing about it the same way everybody else is. But me being her, you know, former manager, I just know that situations, I know type of artist she is, and I also know that that was a live situation, and you have to deal with it in a different way.
All right, well, thank you for that answer. And I got to say, Jermaine, Nova, I got one question for you left. Is the rap game strong?
Well, yeah, the TV show is as strong as it can possibly be. It's only getting stronger. But I think the rap game, I like where the rap game in theory is headed, just overall. I mean, I feel like Drake is bringing a lot of power to the game. Then you got Kendrick, you got Cole, and you got a lot of young new artists like the Migos coming from Atlanta doing what they doing. Future's still doing what he's doing. You know, a bunch of new energy and talent out there that's really lighting the fire to make these kids on the TV show want to be a part of that world. So yeah, definitely, the rap game is definitely strong.
Yo, I can see like an odyssey.